Direct speech and indirect speech part 2. So in the previous class we discussed about present tense, and in this class let's discuss about past tense and future tense. So here fifth one, if the simple past becomes past perfect, that means if the direct speech is in simple past and when it changes to indirect it becomes past perfect. So here example, he said, I wrote a letter. So I wrote a letter is in simple past. So when we are changing into indirect speech, it becomes past perfect. So he said that he had written a letter. Wrote I is a past perfect tense. So next past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. That means if the direct speech is in past continuous, when we change into indirect speech, it becomes past perfect continuous. So example, he said, I was preparing for IPS. And when we are changing into indirect speech, it becomes, he said that he had been preparing for IPS. Was preparing becomes had been preparing. So next, past perfect and past perfect continuous remains same. There is no change. It remains same. So for example, he said, I had written a letter. So had written is past perfect. When we are changing into indirect speech, it remains as it is. So he said that he had written a letter. It remained as it is. So next example, he said, that means past perfect continuous will be as it is only. So she said, I had been painting for a long time. Indirect speech, had been painting, this is present past perfect continuous. So when we are changing into indirect speech, it remains as it is, there is no change. So she said that she had been painting for a long time. And here last 7th, 8th one, future tense becomes future conditional tense. That means will become would, may become might, can become could. Those are called conditional tenses. So for example here, he said, I will write a letter. And when we are changing into indirect speech, that will becomes would. So he said that he would write a letter. So it is the rules for changing direct to indirect. So in our next class, let's discuss about, so here why we are using reporting word that, and let's discuss about that in our next class. Thank you.